Feel the legs pushing up on the set. I'm feeling it. Feel the high that you get from the line. If you feel it, raise your hell in the sky.
If you really sit down and you analyze the whole situation with Tony Khan, Tony Khan has gave WWE for the last 2 years, two main events for their WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Now, you probably say to yourself, well, last year, Cody Rhodes was injured. Correct. But it wasn't part of one of the main events, though. They gave him a match. He gave him a match. But regardless of the fact, he gave him a main event this year. The Bloodline storyline was coming. WWE was trying to figure out what was next for the Bloodline. Who can Roman Reigns face? Who can beat Roman Reigns? They ran through everybody. Drew McIntyre, all of them, Sheamus. Well, not Sheamus, but everybody. There was nobody on the roster believable or on that level that could beat him, and the one was Cody Rhodes. Now, I do think WWE dropped the ball this year by not, having Cody winning. But regardless of Cody winning or losing, what's his name? Tony Khan gave WWE a main event. This year, same thing with CM Punk. Gave him a main event. We're not going to use Jade Cargill because she's not at that level yet. They just gave him a bona fide mega like superstar, because you look at Jade, she's a walking goddamn superhero. Well, she's a star. The way she looks, she's a legit star, and a very attractive woman. So she's already gathering casual people in there. Hell, I'll be honest with you, Jade Cargill just has that sex appeal and that look that even my cousin, who doesn't watch wrestling on a consistent basis, knew who Jade Cargill was. Everyone knew who she was. That's what she has. She has that unique look. And Tony Khan didn't realize that. He's a dumbass. But moving past that, for 2 years, Tony Khan has given WWE main events, or one of their main events at WrestleMania. If you want to count Cody Rhodes, you can count him, and you can count CM Punk. But for 2 years, he has given WWE two main events at WrestleMania. And it's ridiculous. Tony Khan needs to sit down and analyze what is he doing wrong, why people are not staying, why people are getting fired, why WWE's business is booming, why his company is no longer the hot commodity, why people are no longer talking about the company, why the fact that they can barely sell out arenas, why the fact that Edge is not drawing in the ratings that he was supposed to draw in, that a la like a CM Punk was doing or Bryan Danielson was doing, And people think, since Punk left, the backstage locker room has been better. It actually has gotten worse, because even when Punk was there, it was never to the level of, it was always about Punk was the problem. Now it's everything else the problem. Britt Baker's calling him out. This is calling him out. Everybody else is calling him out. That's a problem. You got all these other people calling them out on certain things. That's a problem, because now the focus is not on Punk. The focus is on certain other people. That's what I'm saying. Because say what you want about Punk, he took a majority of the heat. Now everybody else is taking the heat. Firing a producer that people like, changing the company to a wrestling base, knowing that the company needs to go far, far from wrestling because they're losing in the ratings. The Elite are no longer the hot commodity they were before, because they keep doing the same thing. They don't want to reinvent themselves. Kenny Omega's in multiple tag team and these factions and all these bullshit factions, like it's a goddamn AEW New Japan faction. It's just too much. And people are like, well, MJF Devil storyline, yes, that's good, but you got to pay it off. The problem is they can't pay off because Adam Cole injured himself like an idiot. But ever since Adam Cole went to AEW, he's been a flop. Bryan Danielson, since he went to AEW, he's been injury prone. The only one who's been legitimized good is Cesaro or Claudio. John Moxley's, if he ain't bleeding, he's a dud. I mean, there's more problems. They need to build in storylines. It need to be built in storylines. They already built the CM Punk and Seth Rollins. They already got that going right now. And, Seth did his talking. But again, they're not really going to talk as much until after Punk wins the Royal Rumble. Because, again, Punk's going to win the Royal Rumble, and he's going to face Seth Rollins. Give Seth Rollins a good main event because he hasn't had a marquee match since Cody Rhodes. That was last year. You know, he had a match with Logan Paul, but let's be realistic here. Logan Paul's not on the level of Cody Rhodes or CM Punk. But I can say this about Seth Rollins. He is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Well, I mean, he's the go-to guy because they have always, anytime anybody from AEW has came in, he has feuded with them. Seth Rollins has, except Jade. He's that guy. And say what you want about Seth. He has been probably the prime example of a superstar for WWE. So, yeah. As always, guys, like, subscribe. Peace. Have a Johnson day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.